From Manhattan, this is the New York Executive Podcast. The voices that move markets, the conversations that shape the boardroom. Live from our studios in Midtown New York City, here is today's program.
We are back here with Deborah Koza. I'm the creator of Love Fearlessly. Excited to have her back here today, joining us live to talk more about all the types of coaching she does and everything she's here to help you with. And by the way, the last time we spoke, I just want to say thank you for, breaking everything down for us and to do a little recap about that because there's a lot to her services. And let her speak. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you again for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you.
I'm excited to take some more calls today. And just to get that started, of course, I'm willing to talk about just about anything, but if anybody is ever feeling alone, like nobody understands you, they don't get you, you feel like you don't have anybody to relate to, I'd love to get those calls today.
All right.
Let's talk about what that is. And just let's get it on the air.
All right. So any question, not too big, not too small, doesn't matter. 631-307-4031, 631-307-4031. Please reach out and ask Deborah any questions you may have. So where did you want to begin today about your services for those that may not know?
So I don't know if I brought up New Start yet. It is an acronym that stands for nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God or a higher power of your choice. And so I'd love to talk about that more. So with the nutrition, it's like whole grains, try to stay away from like bleached flours, just to get into some more details on that. Look for at least a 10% fiber content on whatever type of grain you're consuming, whether that be bread, pasta, any of that. And then also, want to get the fruits and vegetables in every day. If you're a vegetarian, make sure you're eating a variety of beans, especially. Those are a great source of protein, and nuts. And then, of course, meat as well. I'm not pushing any one particular diet like vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Dairy or, soy or plant-based milks is okay. Just limit the sugar, limit the fat. That's the main thing. Limit the cholesterol. Try to avoid like anything artificial, just stay as close to nature as you can. So if you don't understand it on the label or, it's just not really resembling a natural product, very highly processed type of thing, try to avoid it, try to limit those things, but I'm not a real stickler on diet. We all can afford to splurge every now and then, especially if we're following like a high fiber, low fat type of diet. And I know I myself, I don't, consume like skim milk or I don't look for low fat products. I do the regular vitamin D milk myself. And I was raised on plant milk though. So yeah, I don't think it's really wrong either way. And then with exercise, ideally at least 20 minutes of like cardio at least 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Would be a great goal. But if you're not there yet, just slowly work your way there. And that could be, walking. If you're, good at that and you want to push yourself to a jog, and just if you want to work your way up to a run. Sometimes I do wogging, which is a combination of walking and jogging. And, just so you're getting your heart pumping for at least 20 minutes, 5 times a week is really important. And then, Water, I personally use a filter pitcher in my house.
Me
It's
too. I use a
it's not
Brita. I don't know if you're
too,
gonna, if that good or bad. I don't know.
yeah, I think that's great. Unfortunately, we do have to, be careful with what water we're putting in us. Sometimes tap is not always the best. But if it's the only option, it's better than nothing, obviously. But yeah, I do use a water pitcher, and I feel really good about that. So it's awesome, and I'm, you know, putting less plastics into the environment. So just reusing my water bottles and filling them up. So yeah, and then the S for sunshine, get outside, you know, about 10 minutes a day, is better than nothing. Just whatever you can do, obviously you don't want to overdo it. That T for temperance is, everything in moderation. And then A, it's fresh air,
Yeah.
definitely getting outside, getting away from pollution if you can, go to a park, get close to some trees. And then that rest component is like 7 to 9 hours recommended per day. And obviously for children, it's a little bit more. Um, and then the trust in the higher power. I think that most of us can agree that there's something out there bigger than ourselves.
Gotcha.
And so,
Oh,
for me, that's God. Mhm.
oh, sorry, but I just got received word from the station that for some reason my lines aren't working here. I'm not getting the call; they're getting the calls. I don't know if it's rerouted. So if you're out there listening, it was Mark. Someone, Mark, you're listening. Sorry, I can't pick you up here, but someone else did. But he's from New York City, and she said he's asking, how do you help clients turn their goals into action, actual action? Oh my God, okay, there's two other calls. Okay, so how do you help clients turn their goals into actual education? Thank you so much, Mark. I'm sorry I can't get you here on live, but thank you. I'm glad at least you got to the station.
Absolutely. That's a good question. So turning your goals into action, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, first step would be, hopefully it's a realistic goal. Set little, like, small goals that help you achieve maybe that big goal. So if it's, for instance, just be able to walk for an hour, maybe you want to go on a hike. And so you have like little goals, to get to that point. Like, okay, I'm gonna do what Deborah is recommending, what a lot of people recommend, and get that cardio in at least 20 minutes, 5 days a week, and that's gonna slowly get yourself up to, okay, I can go on a hike in the woods now, type of thing, and feel comfortable about it. Um, so yeah, it just really depends. I'd love to talk to that caller about maybe what specific goal they had in mind with that question. That would be great. Um, but maybe it's buy a car, maybe it's improve your credit, so there's a whole, it could be anything. So with that, I would say, um, are you able to save money? Do you have anything saved up yet? Do you have debt paid off right now? So you can feel comfortable about making that down payment, maybe for purchasing a car. Because yeah, if you have debt, ideally if there's a way to pay it off. I mean, some lenders, will lend you even though you have already several thousands of dollars of debt. But if you can somehow get that paid off, whether it's, cutting down on subscriptions, monthly fees that you got going on, maybe making your coffee at home, stop using, paying other people to do that for you. Um, yeah, just little ways, and I can talk with people about what specific things in their life, what would apply to them. in those situations. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth working towards. I know in some parts of the country, there's toll roads. I don't have to worry about that here. It
Yeah.
seems like
Yeah.
having a vehicle in some areas is more of a nuisance than a positive. Just because parking might be expensive, you also may have to think about those fees in addition to the insurance and maintenance. So yeah, it's just like you got to think about is it worth it? Because I mean, in places like New York City, from what I know, the public transportation system is a lot better than what we have here in Nebraska. So yeah, and I know when I went without a vehicle here in Nebraska, I saved a lot of money. So yeah, I mean, we can we can always have the option to rent a car. So it really just depends on, what your goal is when it comes to that question.
Got it. Well, I have others. Olivia from Washington is asking, what is one small change someone could make today that could improve their life? Thank you, Olivia.
Oh, great question. Absolutely. Um, I will just apply that to health.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, if our health is not optimal, then yeah, we are going to struggle with improving our lives. So definitely want to target that area first. Number one is take care of yourself, make sure you're in your most optimal health. Um, Getting that movement, following that new start. That was an acronym that I read in a book that in high school, very long time ago. And I just kept it with me ever since, and I apply it every day. Every day is a new start. So yeah, that's what I would say for that.
Okay. All right. Well, there's also another. I have, oh gosh, there's three more. Taylor from Queens, New York. Can someone completely reinvent themselves, or are we always shaped by our past? Ooh.
I would say you absolutely can reinvent yourself, and anybody who tells you can't and doesn't give you that chance or opportunity, they're not worth your time. Move on and keep believing in yourself and don't give up on yourself. And, if that means you have to change your surroundings, maybe it's move to a new area, I would wait, and like apply for jobs in different cities or something like that. Wait till you get a job, an opportunity somewhere else. So if that means starting over in a way, go for it, you know. Um, Maybe it's like you've tried enough where you are and it's just not working out and people are not being supportive. Yeah, just change your surroundings, but you can always prove people wrong.
Yeah.
We all can. And so just give it time. Those things take a lot of time because, people are not going to take us seriously right away. We have to prove ourselves through consistency, through not just months, but years. So that is something that is going to require patience from you. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. Also, there's more. Hold on. Oh, Anne from Scottsdale. What should someone do when they've tried to change before and failed? So, what should someone do when they've tried to change before and failed? Okay, got it.
Yeah, failure is okay. I mean, at least you tried, right? So, yeah, don't stop there. Keep trying. You know, it's just like with anything, we have to sometimes fail before we succeed, So, yeah, it's okay. Failure is okay. Just keep trying.
All right. And let me see. This was the other one. Nope, that's all. We got four. Thank you guys for calling. I mean, I don't know what's wrong, but you could still call 631-307-4010. Send it, the station, I guess, will be able to pick them up for me. All right, what else is next on our list today? What else do you want to make sure you cover for everyone?
Okay, so like I've been hearing this moves method. Have you heard of it?
No, never.
Okay, so I am just super excited about it because it is something that I have believed in for a very long time. Like if we don't use it, we'll lose it. And I'm talking about our bodies, you know. If we get real sedentary, all of a sudden, movements that used to come with ease are no longer going to feel so easy, you know. And there's a lot of people coming out on social media and they're talking about moves method and they're saying exactly that. And I've been following them and been so excited about all these people. And I encourage everybody to look that up. I even paid for some videos from someone who's doing the moves method. And I'm just so excited. Like it's some of the moves I hadn't even thought of myself, and I really encourage people to do it because some of them they even make claims that they will help with knee pain and back pain. And so if that could be an alternative for someone instead of like surgery, hopefully you haven't let yourself get to that point and you still have the chance to try out the moves method. I would just encourage everyone out there to go for that for sure.
Awesome. No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's really neat, very helpful.
Well, what other, I'm sure you're up for discussing anything as a coach. What other things do people come to you with?
Okay, so another topic that I was thinking about is living each day like it's our last.
Oh, Live Like You
Um,
Were Dying by Tim McGraw, one of my favorites.
okay, I didn't even know that
It's a
one.
song. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, it's beautiful.
yes, it sounds like I would like that. I'm gonna have to look that one up. So, yes, I mean, we want to plan for the future, absolutely, but at the same time, I kind of live like, what if I don't ever get the chance to do this? And so, you could call me an opportunist where, when the opportunity arises, I want to try to take it, whether that be, going on a trip or just going to the park with my kids, like I want to make sure I'm doing those things regularly. Um, so yeah, and just kind of living by example as well. Just how do you want people to remember you, you know? So that's part of that as well, for
Your
sure.
legacy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yes. So, um, let's think. I wish we had some callers, but we can be all right with that. Let's talk about judgment. We just have a few more minutes left. 30 minutes goes by fast.
I
Oh my
know. I
goodness.
know.
So yeah, man, I feel like there's a lot of judgment in the world. But yeah, I want to just encourage people to like, you know, be more understanding of each other because we don't really know people sometimes and we're making judgments on them. And we don't know what their childhood could have been like, what they might be going through
True.
today. And so just kind of let, things that may be offensive, let it go. I just want to encourage people to do that because, we have to practice forgiveness, like I've talked about as well. But yeah, just um, try not to be so judgmental. I want to encourage everybody for that on that today.
I know it's not an easy thing to do, but yeah, none of us are perfect. We are not, yeah, not perfect. I mean, it's part of what makes us unique, and we are. If there was the perfect person, we wouldn't be here today, because right?
Yes,
It wouldn't make sense. How could we coach people that no one's perfect? But yeah. Got to start somewhere. And if you're not
absolutely.
feeling in the right mind, do you also help people with their mental health? I mean, I know you're a coach, you're not a licensed, mental health therapist, but coaches do that too, don't they?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. So yeah, only a couple more minutes.
Well,
Let's see. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
no, I was going to say just what's the overall message you want to leave with your audience about maybe it is time to reach out to someone and what they should do, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Um, so you're thinking about somebody that maybe they haven't talked to in a while?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a good one. Um, Absolutely. I mean, communicate, 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 you know. Um, Try. If you haven't talked with somebody, you put them off, you push them to the side, you thought, you're just done with that person. Um, Absolutely try to reach out to them if possible. And if you're living with that every day, like, I wonder about that person, listen to that voice inside of you and reach out for sure. Um, and if the interaction doesn't go well, give it some more time and try again. Yeah, we want to try to, I think, leave our relationships on a positive note.
Yeah.
So if possible, yes, absolutely. I want to encourage people to do that. And we can't do that without communicating.
Yep, that's one of the big ones. I know. We have trouble with that though. Communication is key, they say, but not all of us know how to communicate so well.
Yes.
You're working with people here via Zoom one-on-one, and in our last, we still have another 3.5 minutes. How did you want to kind of end off?
Okay. So I would end things by just encouraging people to get out there, meet people, just kind of have like a network, of people in your life. Make sure you have like a support network in place. If you don't, um, it's easy to find. It really is. You can even search online. So like I go to maybe there's a group on Facebook and there's so many. And you can certainly find one that fits you or interests you. And so maybe that's just like seeing a post and commenting on it. Um, and then all of a sudden, you're even if it's just online to where you're going back and forth with people like definitely every day there should be some social interaction in your life and if in person if it's not going so well start online you know and it's definitely somewhere to start and if that goes well I would definitely keep trying in person but if you struggle with in-person interaction you know stay online. That's okay. It's better than nothing, and you'll find yourself a network of people in your life.
Beautifully said. Well, thank you so much. And if we want to reach out to you, how does it work?
So you can find me through my email, ccwd001@gmail.com. Also through WhatsApp at Love Fearlessly. Those are some of the best ways. And then you can also schedule one-on-one through Calendly.
And how do we find you at Calendly? Do we just search your name?
Yeah, so you posted the link before. So it's that same one. I can look it up for you
It's okay.
if you
I
would.
clicked on it. It's not working, so I don't want to give it right now. So I'm not sure if
Oh,
something's wrong with
okay.
it. It's
Okay, so I
currently
would just go
unavailable,
with
it says, but calendly.com, it's /Christian-coaching-with Deborah-/40. It's too long, but yeah, it's saying it's unavailable at the moment, but we can Google you. We'll find you there.
absolutely. And email and WhatsApp is okay too. So
All right. Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much.
Pleasure seeing you again and enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for our callers for
Thank
calling in. Sorry we
you.
couldn't contact you directly, but I'm glad they were able to screen our calls. And thanks so much for taking the time to call in. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.
Okay,
Bye.
it's my
Bye.
pleasure. Bye
Bye.
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 You've been listening to the New York Executive Podcast, broadcasting from Manhattan to 30,000 channels nationwide. To learn more, or to bring your brand to our audience, visit nyexecpod.com. We'll see you next time.